Hello, is that Brian?
It is, yeah.
What year were you born?
1949.
And so who are your parents' names?
Yeah, my parents were Edward James Dennison.
Edward, yeah.
And my mother was Margaret Shaw.
Do you know Edward's parents?
Just my grandfather.
Right.
It's Robert Baden Powell Dennison. The eldest one was Doreen. His second sister was Rona Dennison. Then he had another sister, Joyce Dennison. He had a brother, Ronnie Dennison. Youngest sister was Lillian Dennison.
So did you get to meet your granddad?
Oh yes, yeah, I knew him. Yes. But I know he lived in Millbank Street from the 1920s.
Right.
And then he moved to 226 Cannon Street.
Right.
When would that have been? I think my dad mentioned it was just after the war. So probably about 1946, 47, because when Dad got demobbed, he went to the old house and Grandad wasn't there.
Right.
He was a coal merchant.
Right. Around that area?
When I first heard about him, like, so he must have had a place to keep his horse, because he had a horse as well, and to help run the coal business, like, you know, so my dad always mentioned that. Grandma died in childbirth when she gave birth to Lily, because my Auntie Dorry, the eldest one, she was terrible reminiscing about everything that used to go on in Millbank Street and Cannon Street and all that area, like, you know, because that's where they were brought up.
So you learnt a lot from Doreen?
Yeah, we learned a lot from Doreen, yeah, more than, because Dad was very, very quiet about what went on, like, you know. My grandfather sort of shoved everything onto the eldest kids. They really brought up the family while Grandad went out to work. I don't know my grandmother on that side of the family at all. I don't even know her name.
So on the 12th of July 1933, Edith was her name, and she passed away at the age of 33, living at 146 Millbank Street in Middlesbrough. And she died of mitral incompetence, postpartum anemia, due to giving birth to her youngest child. So going into her husband's side of the family, Brian's grandfather, Robert, he was baptised on November the 13th, 1900, and he was born at Durham Place, over the border.
Terrace houses with cobbles, gas street lights, kids sat there unlooked after, a cat. The brick wall, which I imagine would be there.
At the back, yeah?
Yeah. So we've got James Dennison.
Dennison,
Dennison, the head. Oh, sorry, he was 46. Married. Furnace
Man, yeah.
Furnace man.
Pig iron.
Is that Isabella?
Yeah.
Isabella Dennison's the wife, and she's 41. Is that Gertrude?
Yeah.
Gertrude Dennison, the daughter, she's 14, 19. 17. Then you've got Ethel. That's got to be Ethel. Ethel Dennison, the daughter. She's 14. Margaret Dennison, daughter. 12.
Yeah.
Not in school.
Frederick
Dennison, the son, is 8. Nothing. John Dennison, the son, is 6. Nothing. What? She was 19-year-old when she died. What? She literally got married and died. Oh my god, she was married for 8 months.
Acute rheumatism, which is all your joints, 4 months, and mitral regurgitation for 2 years.
Isn't that acid?
Which is heart disease.
Yeah.
And look, the mark of James Dennison, the father, present at the death. So James, the dad, couldn't even sign his own name, but he was with his daughter while she was dying. I just thought it was sad.
At least she was there.
Yeah.
Jane Dennison, formerly Gordon.
Mum. This angle. Audi, the tree.
I reckon it is actually the tree. 41, 39, 37. Yeah, here, I reckon it's here. John Dennison was born in 1821, Maryport.
In Cumbria.
Jane Gordon was born 1829 in Perth, Scotland. Mary, she was born in 1848 in Perth. Selina was born in 1850 in Ayrshire.
Not far from Perth.
John was born in 1852 in Whitehaven.
In Cumbria.
James was born in 1855 in Darlington. Makes sense as to why. Francis was born in 1858 in Middlesbrough. Robert was born in 1860 in Middlesbrough. Henry was born in 1862 in Middlesbrough.
Henry was born at...
Here, literally, roughly, I work out about here.
What happens next is rather bizarre. John Dennison emigrates to America with his 2 eldest daughters and completely abandons his wife Jane and the rest of the kids who all stayed in Middlesbrough, and he dies in the United States without ever returning, and Jane remarries on the 16th of February 1871 to Thomas Renix.
Thomas Renwick.
Renix.
Sorry. Is he 56 or 36?
I think he's 56.
He's a grocer.
So he's probably running a shop.
Jane Renwick's wife. 60! William
Yeah.
Renwick's son.
Yeah.
Is 23.
Yeah.
Is a general
Labourer. Frederick.
Renwick.
2 more kids with him.
Renwick on the 24th
Instance, yeah.
instance at 36 Brougham Street, there you go. Middlesbrough. Thomas Renwick, beloved husband of Jane Renwick, is dead.
So he's died here, yeah. So she didn't have long with him, really. Right, so this is in the paper after his death.
Maria Murphy denied having stolen a shawl valued 2 shillings and 6 and 15 shillings in money from Jane Renwick, a widow who keeps a lodging house in Brougham Street. She was found guilty of stealing the shawl and fined 21 shillings or 11 days.
So she's a widow and now she's been robbed.
This poor woman!
Later in life, Jane moves in with her daughter Frances by 1911 and dies the following year on the 9th of January 1912 of cardiac failure and senility, and she's buried in Linthorpe Cemetery.
Set your space. We went past that one, we turned left, Yeah, it's orientated that way. There's the main path there. What's the number? You hear?
On the edge or the side? We found one that's fell over that's supposed to be her, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So this is nearest.
This is the nearest we're going to get to it.
Because there's probably no headstone for Jane.
It's a shame, really.
Yeah.
But
So at Margaret's side, do you know her parents?
My mother was Beatrice Shaw,
Right.
and her father was James Shaw. Grandma was born, I think it's the 15th of June, 1897.
Right.
And she was born in Walsall, in West Midlands, yeah. She was 95 when she died.
Oh, that's good.
She was a year long time.
Yeah, that's a really good age, isn't it?
Really good age, yeah. Yeah, she was very popular in the town because she used to work in the National Reserve Club.
Right.
There's an article about her in the Evening Gazette because she was one of the oldest barmaids in Middlesbrough when she retired. She lied about her age. She was said she was 10 years younger, but some of the lads knew she wasn't, and we knew she wasn't.
Yeah.
I think she sort of how old she really was. They would have sacked her.
Yeah.
I know, and your sister Eva, who was also born in Walsall, and she was the eldest sister. So there was only two of them, but I don't know the names of my great-grandparents at all, and why they would move up from Walsall to Middlesbrough.
So this is the 1911 then?
We have Charles Bell again, the head 39.
It's a plater helper at the boiler yard at the steelworks.
Clara Bell, she doesn't have a profession still, she's a stay-at-home mum. Then we have Eva Bell, the daughter, 17. And then we have Beatrice Bell again, still in school.
This happened to Robert.
Right, on the 9th of November 1917, the Balaji was travelling on government service with a cargo of slag from Middlesbrough to Dunkirk when she was torpedoed without warning by a German U-boat. The steamer of 1,207 tons was struck 3 feet below the waterline, and the explosion was so severe it broke the vessel in half and caused the Balaji to sink immediately. 13 people lost lives.
Including Eva's husband, Robert.
Shit.
So after her brother-in-law died at sea, Beatrice gets married herself in 1922 to James Shaw, and they moved to Baker Street in the town, which still stands today, and they lived here with Beatrice's father, Charles Bell.
Charles Bell, male, August 18th, 1871, widowed. Bless him.
And on the 5th of November 1939, at 20 Baker Street itself, Charles died. He was 68 years old, and he died of acute myocardial syncope, which means he likely fainted at home, degeneration of the heart and bronchitis. James or Beatrice would have found him when they returned home because nobody was present or in attendance at the death on the death certificate. So going into Charles' side of the family, we know how he passed away. Let's see what we can find on his side. And unlike Brian expected, him thinking that the Bells came from Walsall, it's Clara's side that came from Walsall, and Charles' side came from Wintonton in Lincolnshire. but he was raised over the border.
Right, we are on Feversham Street.
Okay.
And we're reading the census for the Bells.
We have Henry Bell. Is that right, Henry Bell, the head?
Yeah.
He's 43. He's Labourer Corporation.
So he's at the council.
Then we have Sarah. Sarah, she's the wife, 42, doesn't have a profession. We have Charles, the son, he's 20. He's also Labour Corporation. He must work with his dad. We also have John Henry. Oh, he's adopted his dad's name. He's the son. He's 10.
Oh, sorry, I knew one uncle come with them, called Jack Bell. He lived in Harrow Road and he was a policeman. And I think he come up with his brother. Uncle Jack was in the police force until he retired. It was your grandmother's uncle.
Then we have Frank. The
Border.
border.
Yeah, he's staying over.
Ah, right. And he's 30. Wait a minute.
So he's a lodger, but he's also got the same surname.
Must be his cousin or something.
Something like that, and they've just
Oh,
not
wait,
put...
babe. Can't my cousin come and stay? He's like, he works with us and that. He'll bring money in. He'll be alright. Oh, wait, please. The sofa's there. Alright, if you must. Hi, so if you look at grave 049, the name's Hall, yeah?
Yeah.
Hall. Right? Hall.
Right, so we've got Hall at the end of this row.
Yes, so it's 4 graves in. Now, is it next to each other? You've got Kirkby. We found a bell.
So in living memory of Henry Bell, who died April the 21st, 1906. That's right, he died over the border, 51 years. Heard the voice of Jesus say, "Gone." And also Sarah, beloved wife of the above, who died October the 19th, 1936, age 88. Going into Charles's mother's side of the family, Sarah, she was born not far away from Charles in the village of West Halton.
Right, I'm just coming up to the church, the side of the church now. And here's the church. One of those typical type villages church. It's a very, very peaceful setting. All these ones at the back are overgrown with ivy. These must be the older ones. I've found a grave. Right, it says, "In affectionate remembrance of Sarah Smithson, who departed this life April the 15th, 1873, aged 72 years. We all do fade as a leaf."
There was Smithsons in that grave there, though, so it's not any of that, like Sarah's family. It might be a generation back. Right, so in total, Thomas Smithson and Sarah Wilson had John, Henry, Mary Juditha, our Sarah Wilson, she's taken her mother's maiden name as her middle name, Benjamin, Edwin, William Frederick, Charles, and Robert. All came to Middlesbrough. So her and most of her siblings came to Middlesbrough. So there was obviously a pull to Middlesbrough for work. And that answers Brian's question with regards to why did they come to Middlesbrough. Henry Bell was raised in Middlesbrough, but Sarah's Lincolnshire family came, because all of her family came together, probably for work. Mary Juditha Smithson did pass away, though, in the village in 1865, and so did Sarah, her mother, 1865. So maybe that was a pull for all the siblings to go to Middlesbrough because Mum's passed away, Dad's on the farm, we want to go and get more work. We need to go back to Middlesbrough because that's where all the Smithsons ended up. So focusing on these Smithsons that came to Middlesbrough with Sarah, her brother William is the most interesting, and in 1878 at St Hilda's he married Alice Brewer, and after a few spells in Granville Street near St Columba's Church they settled at 71 Worcester Street by 1911.
So 71 right behind you.
So you got William Frederick Smithson, head, 55, he's married. And he's corporation labourer.
Yep.
Then we've got Alice Maud.
Yeah.
Maud
Smithson.
the wife, who is 55 as well.
Oh, same age.
Yeah, I'm going to read them.
She's been married for 32 years. She has 11 kids, 5 living, 7 dead.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jesus, tuberculosis
Jesus
and all that shit. It was
Christ.
right from there, though. Infections and shit were. It's what it is.
That doesn't add up. 11 kids, 5 living, 7 dead. 12. No, that's 12, not
That's
11.
an excellent point, that, actually.
So how many kids are living with them?
5.
Right, off we go.
So you've got
Marmaduke.
Marmaduke. What the fuck? That's a dog's name?
Yeah, but obviously he came first before Marmaduke.
He's a son. He's 27. He's single, and he's a solicitor's clerk. So he works in the office for solicitors.
Yeah.
Charles Edward Smithson. He's a son, 25. He's single, and again, a corporation labourer.
Sorry.
Does it say municipal?
Corporate labourer.
Yeah.
That means it's the council as well.
Oh, fantastic!
Now we've got Ethel Maud Smithson, the daughter, who is 23. Oh, why are they all single? They're all single. She's a laundry worker.
Oh, it doesn't matter. So you got Lillian Smithson, her daughter, she's 19. She's single.
Why are they all single? Do they not have a life?
She's alive. No, because they're too busy at work washing clothes.
Right, at that age, though, they should be starting to settle down. Back then.
Albert Edwin Smithson, he's a son, 13, single, and he's a scholar. Charles Edward Smithson was Middlesbrough born, enlisting in the town into the 6th Battalion of the Yorkshire Regiment. Private Smithson was killed in actions during the Somme offensive in an attack on Hessian Trench and Stuff Redoubt on September the 30th, 1916, at the age of 30.
His grave can be visited today in Kaya Military Cemetery in the village of Kaya on Santerre on the Somme.
So where is it?
It's to France.
Well done.
By 1959, Marmaduke himself died in the house, leaving his money to his sister Ethel. And by 1971, Ethel also died here with no family. So the Smithsons lived at 71 Worcester Street for well over 60 years.
Ethel stayed here as well her whole life, didn't get married. Maybe she didn't want to get married?
You
You're
have,
none of them.
You have no meal etiquette. You just had a piece of lettuce there.
Oh, I know.
What?
Do you know what brother is? Where's Frost?
Just here?
Yeah, well, it's right next to it.
So this is the last resting place of William Frederick Smithson. Ethel's here.